In the few minutes it'll take to go through this, thousands of cyber attacks will have already been launched around the world. So today, we're going to break down cybersecurity. This is your essential guide to protecting your digital life. Let's dive in.
But first, let me ask you something. Is your digital life truly safe? Seriously, think about it for a second. Your private photos, your DMs, your bank details, it's all just floating out there in the digital space. How safe do you really feel? This isn't just some techie question. It's deeply personal.
And here's why it's so personal. Our entire lives are practically mapped out online. Your online banking, that's your hard-earned money. Your social media, that's your reputation and your private conversations. The cloud, that's where you keep your memories. Every single one of these is a potential doorway for an intruder if you're not careful. The stakes just couldn't be higher.
So let's kind of reframe this whole thing. This isn't about you needing to become some coding genius overnight. Nope. This is about empowering you to protect your digital world. And we're going to break down exactly what you need to know starting right now.
Yep, that's it. Let's just cut through all the jargon for a second. At its very core, cybersecurity is just that, your digital protection. Think of it as the deadbolt lock on your digital front door. Simple as that.
Okay, so how does that digital lock actually work? To really get that, we need to look at the basic principles of protection. Let's get on the same page with a few key terms you're going to hear all the time.
First up, the hacker. This is basically anyone who gets into a computer system without being invited. And look, their motives can be all over the place, from making a political statement to just plain old trying to make a quick buck. But the method is the same. They're breaking and entering digitally. Next is malware. It's short for malicious software. And if the hacker's the burglar, well, malware is their toolkit. These are the digital crowbars and lockpicks, things like viruses or trojans, and they're designed to cause damage and steal your information. And this one is a big one, phishing. This is more of a social attack. You know those fake emails or text messages that look totally legit? The ones trying to trick you into giving up your passwords or your bank details? That's phishing. So how do we stop them? Well, one of the first lines of defense is a firewall. And honestly, the best way to think about it is like a bouncer at a club. It stands at the entrance to your network, and it decides who gets in and who gets kicked out, all based on a set of security rules.
But what if someone sneaks past the bouncer? That's where encryption comes in. It's the next critical layer of defense. Encryption basically scrambles your data into a secret code. So even if somebody gets their hands on it without the special key, it's just a bunch of unreadable nonsense. All these tools, firewalls, encryption, all of it, they all serve three core principles. It's called the CIA triad. First, there's confidentiality, which is all about keeping your data private. Think of it like a lock on your diary. Then you have integrity, which makes sure your information hasn't been secretly changed. And finally, availability, which just means you can actually get to your own data when you need it. Every single security measure out there is just trying to balance these three things.
Okay, so that's the theory. But how does this all come together in the real world? Let's take a look at how these principles are actually working to protect you every single day, most of the time without you even realizing it.
To really get today's security, you have to see where it came from. This whole field wasn't really planned. It was a reaction. Back in the 70s, when computers first connected, it was a small, trusted group. But as the network grew, so did the threats. That first virus back in '86, that was a major wake-up call. Then the internet boom in the 90s turned it into a full-blown war. And today, that war is being fought with AI on the giant battleground of the cloud.
Let's make this really tangible. Think about the last time you logged into an app. The moment you enter your details, a firewall instantly checks if the connection is safe. Your password gets encrypted before it even leaves your device. The server, on the other end, scans for any threats. And only then, after all those checks, does the door swing open. All of that happens in less than a second. It's amazing.
And this kind of security is built into the apps you use every day. WhatsApp uses that end-to-end encryption we talked about, so nobody, not even them, can read your messages. Your banking app probably stacks multiple layers of security, a password, a one-time PIN, maybe even your face or fingerprint just to guard your money. It's this constant, invisible shield.
And that kind of brings us to the bigger picture. Because cybersecurity isn't just about our phones and laptops, it's a mission-critical part of our entire global infrastructure.
And the scope is just massive. It's probably no surprise that banking and finance are the biggest piece of the pie.
I mean, that's where the money is, but it's just as vital for protecting your medical records and healthcare, your shopping history and e-commerce, and even securing the very foundations of government and our social networks. Pretty much every sector runs on data, and all that data needs protection.
Now, it's not all easy. There's a trade-off. The upsides are obvious. We get to protect our data, prevent fraud, and build trust in the digital world. The challenges? Well, it's expensive, and finding people with the right skills is tough. But maybe the biggest challenge is just accepting that 100% security is a myth. The real goal isn't to build a wall that can never be breached, it's to be resilient, to constantly manage the risk.
So where do you fit into all of this? This section is all about your role, both in protecting yourself and in the incredible opportunities this field holds.
As the threats grow, so does the demand for defenders. I mean, there are some incredible career paths opening up. You could be a security analyst watching networks for attacks. You could be an ethical hacker, literally paid to find weaknesses before the bad guys do. Or even a digital forensics expert, like a crime scene investigator for the digital world. The opportunities are just huge.
But whether you want a career in it or not, you are the most important part of your own security. You're the human firewall, and you can start right now by just avoiding 4 really common mistakes: using weak or reused passwords, clicking on sketchy links, doing your banking on public Wi-Fi, and ignoring those software updates. These simple habits make a massive, massive difference.
I want to leave you with this final thought. It's a pretty stark reminder of why this all matters so much. Learning the basics of cybersecurity, it isn't just a technical skill anymore. It's a fundamental life skill for getting by in the modern world. Your digital life is absolutely worth protecting.